Corn is a fruit. You have starchy fruits, you have oily fruits, you have high protein fruits. Wheat is a berry. Wheat berries says by definition it has to be a fruit. Oh yes, you eat a lot of fruits. Peas are fruit. Nuts and seeds are all fruits. The seed comes from a fruit, so it has to be a fruit. And you look at that, the seed comes from a fruit, so it has to be a fruit. Baby chicken comes from a chicken, so it has to be a chicken. You understand what I'm talking about here? A baby chicken comes from a chicken, so it has to be a chicken. The seed comes from a fruit, so it has to be a fruit. All nuts and seeds are fruits. All beans are fruits. String beans are fruit. Cauliflowers are fruit. Broccoli is a fruit. Flowers are fruit. Broccoli. Cauliflower is a fruit. A rose is a fruit. That thing you call a flower, that's a fruit. It's the reproductive part of a rose plant. So you eat a lot of fruits. So we have to get some basic understanding so we can get out of this mess that we're in. So what happens when you process a food? The only machines we know come from the human body, so we got to go back to the human body to invent a machine. The car, automobile motor resembles your digestive system. You cannot use that gasoline if it's in the gas tank. It has to get into the motor. You can't use the food if it's in your stomach. It has to get into the motor, the small and large intestines. Well, the processing is done, you see. But you can't get a hold of any of that until you chew it. So the first thing they do with sugar cane is take it to a factory and the machine chews it, your teeth. Then it goes further in the processing, and there's a machine there like your liver, taking out the oil from the sugar cane, you see? Then there's another machine there like your pancreas, splitting the sugar up. So they take the sugar cane, take the oil out of it, take the vitamins and minerals out of it, take the sugar and split it up, and then the end result of this digestive process is a bowel movement. So you take the sugar cane, the factory chews it, the liver takes the oil out of it, it's another machine, and the liver takes the vitamins and minerals out of it, and the pancreas splits up the sugar. It's digesting the sugar cane. It's processing the sugar cane. Just like you eat an apple. You chew it, you break it apart, and the end result of eating an apple is a bowel movement. So you take the sugar cane, you take it to the factory eats it, the end result is white sugar, which is technically a white bowel movement. It's a totally processed food, which is a bowel movement. A totally processed apple is a bowel movement. You're eating a bowel movement of a factory. And then you wonder what's wrong with you. But since it's white, it's all right, you see. Yeah, that's one bowel movement you're eating. Let's go back to the most popular bowel movement. We get a wheat berry. You take the wheat berry, send it to the factory grinds it up, chews and grinds it like your teeth. And there's a machine there, like your liver, takes out the oil, the vitamins and minerals. There's another machine there that splits up this carbohydrate into flour, the pancreas. And then the end result is a bowel movement called bleached white flour. So you're eating a bowel movement of a factory. But it is white, so it's all right. Yeah. The whole factory resembles your digestive system. Just like the camera mimics your eye. You know the camera's your eye. You know the speaker's your ear. You know these things. All machines come from the human body. Nuclear reactors is your liver. Know thyself. That comes from Imhotep, African man. He said, know thyself. If you know thyself, you know the digestive system. Because every time you get in the car, you're digesting gasoline. You know that's what happens. The motor's digesting the gasoline. That's why the car can run. You digest your food, you get vitamins and minerals, that's how you run. It's a simple process. But what happens is the food has been stripped of its natural resources, like they stripped Africa of its natural resources, its human natural resources. There are more African-born doctors in the United States of America than on the continent of Africa. That's how human resources have been stripped. They're digesting Africa. That's what the Europeans do. They give part to the Portuguese, part to the French, and they break it all up and they digest it. That's what they do. These are fixed behaviors. You can't change this thing. If you know digestion, you know what the Europeans are about. Simple process. Let me get off to the political statements and go back to science now. So you eating the wheat, the bleached white flour, you're eating the white sugar, and it comes into your body, and the body says, I only eat whole foods. Sorry, I only eat whole foods. So I gotta put back the water that you took out the sugar cane. I gotta put back the minerals that you took out of the sugar cane to take the minerals from your teeth. That's why they rot. Said I gotta take back the water you took out of the sugar cane, so it takes the water out of your joints, arthritis, takes the water out of your eyes, cataracts, glaucoma, takes the water out of your scalp, baldness, takes the water out of your nerves, leading cause of blindness, diabetes, sugar. Took the water out of your nerves so they split and break up. That's why you go blind. Take the water out of your arteries, and your arteries get small you take the water out of a grape and it gets small until it gets to be a raisin. And your arteries get real small and can't carry enough blood. And therefore your feet have to be amputated. Your leg has to be amputated, all because of sugar. Because you took the moisture, you took nature out of the sugar cane, and the body says, I'm going to put nature back in it. Because I'm natural and I can only deal with something natural. Takes the water out of your nerves, so the nervous system gets damaged. You have nerve damage, tingling, and numbness of the hand. Your arms go to sleep, your hands go to sleep, your feet go to sleep. Because you took all the moisture out of the nervous system. Then you go blind. Then you have mood swings. You get all irritated because you're a junkie, addicted to sugar. You see, you can get all these mood swings, get very irritable. You said what to me? Next thing you know, you're in a fight with your mate. I love you, sugar. You're my honey. Then you go upside the head with love and affection. So the whole thing is understanding that sugar's causing all this damage. Now you know what sugar's going to do. You intellectually know, and I can get you to repeat everything I said. So now you know what sugar does. But if you intellectually understand it and you keep doing it, you have an emotional problem. That's what I'm trying to say. You intellectually know what sugar does because I just told you. And if you keep doing it, it's because you have an emotional problem. That's a nice way of saying you's crazy. That's what I'm saying. You're crazy. You're crazy about food. We call it food addiction when you're crazy about food. So you have a food addiction, which is classified as an emotional illness. And who created this emotional illness? The people who own the factories, you see? It's like the psychological effect of this whole thing. Love and affection is represented by something white, called white sugar, you see? It's psychological. No, it's emotional. When OJ was in the crib crying for love and affection, his mother gave him a white bottle of milk. So he associated white with love and affection. See? It's easy. So what did OJ marry? Because white was presented to him as love and affection, as a white bottle of milk.